What's up guys, I hope you're all having an amazing day. How is it? Is it good? You sure? Awesome. My name's Tom and today I would like to talk about music. More specifically, different platforms that are used to listen to music, vinyl versus CD and MP3. Now before I start, this isn't going to be some scientific breakdown about bit depth, sample rate and waveform. The debate about whether or not CDs actually sound better than vinyl, I'm not really interested in getting into because as far as I can tell, no one is ever going to win. There'll always be a side that argues that vinyl are better than CD. So in my opinion, it's best just to stay out of it. Until about 2 years ago, all I knew about vinyls was that they were something that my parents owned millions of. And 99% of their collection was either medieval, baroque, classical or romantic music. But despite listening to and enjoying a lot of that kind of music now, as a teenager and someone growing up in that house, it wasn't really particularly interesting for me. But about 2 years ago, a friend of mine gave me his old record player, and since I got this thing for free, I thought I might as well go out and buy myself a couple of records. Records can be incredibly expensive, but can also be amazingly cheap. Practically any charity shop will have at least 2 crates of vinyls that cost like 50p each. You're gonna have to go through a hell of a lot of Shirley Bassey and ABBA, but there can be some real gems found there. For example,
Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you.
when I saw that, there was absolutely no chance that I wasn't going to buy it. Listening to these old charity shop records made me want to buy some brand new ones, and I did, and since then I have fallen in love with vinyl and collecting records. And here are some of the reasons why I think it is so much better than CD. That is a CD. That is a record. It's really big. Artwork looks so much better on a record. Just look at the size of it. That is how big artwork for albums was always supposed to be. It was never meant to be that size, and it was certainly not intended to be some really crappy little picture on your phone. Another thing is the act of taking a record out of its sleeve, wiping it down, putting it on the record player, moving the needle arm across, listening to that side, turning it over, doing that whole process again. It's a very visceral experience. What does visceral mean? Listening to music then becomes an actual hobby. It's an experience that you can completely immerse yourself in. You're not just hitting play on your iTunes library and letting it play in the background while you do something else. That's one of the things I love most about when I started getting records. When a new one came in the post, I would be so excited and I would put it on in the living room with a cup of coffee in the morning and I would just listen to it. It forces you to engage in every song on the record as well. You're not just skipping through the ones you don't like. It makes you able to understand the flow of an album. Practically any album will have its tracks in an order that has been meticulously thought out, so that all the songs flow together really nicely to make the album as a whole an entire listening experience. And this is recaptured with vinyl. Another very important reason why vinyl is better than both CD and MP3 is it looks f***ing cool. Have you ever gone to a friend's house and they've got like a wall just covered in vinyl records and you can spend hours and hours just flicking through them all, trying to find any really old first pressings of a Beatles album or something? They look cool, they create a better listening experience for you, and they make you engage more with the music. Also, you often get perks and freebies that come with vinyls. For example, most newly pressed vinyls will also come with either a download code for the MP3s or a CD, and some records you won't even realise when you're buying them the stuff they come with. For example, when I bought this album, I had no idea when I bought it that inside were 11 full-size 12x12 photos on actual photo card. That's not the most interesting one. They are really cool. You very rarely get this kind of stuff when you're buying a CD, and you never get it if you're buying an MP3. One last thing that I absolutely love about records is that you fall in love with collecting it. If you start listening to records, pretty much you'll never want to buy music on any other platform. And you'll very quickly become really proud of your record collection. It'll be something you'll display on your wall and you'll want people to look at and admire. And since sales of vinyl have increased absolutely massively over the last 5 years, practically every artist nowadays who's on a label has their work released on vinyl. You can get anything from Justin Bieber to Rachmaninoff to the Beatles. And buying vinyl records is also an investment. Provided you look after them, you're almost guaranteed that they will be worth more in 50 years than they were when you bought them. The only negatives I would say about buying vinyl is it is expensive. If you get into it, you will spend a lot of money on it. And also you need to be really careful with them. That's sort of a good and a bad thing because it forces you to take really good care of your records and it teaches you to sort of respect them in a way. And that sounds so cliche. But then again, it also means that if you trip up when you're holding a record, it's almost guaranteed to get ruined, and that's like 25 quid just gone. But yeah, these are all just my own opinions. If you have any stories you want to share about vinyl, or if you disagree with anything I've said, then just write a comment down below. It'd be really cool to hear all your own stories and opinions. But yeah, if you don't already do it, regardless of what music you're into, I highly recommend that you start buying records and begin your very own collection. Thank you for listening. My name is Tom. I hope you continue to have an amazing day. And if you like this video, be sure to give it a cheeky little thumbs up. And if you're interested in seeing more of my videos, then you can always subscribe, but that's entirely up to you. Thank you all again, and I will see you soon.